Yo, what's going on, everybody? Oh.
On the beat, like.
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Sango from Sango Gaming here, and today I thought I'd bring you guys something a little bit different than what I normally upload. You know, I'm usually showing you guys gameplays, gun reviews, montages, things like that of the games that I play with, Counter-Strike, Warzone, whatever. But today I decided to do something a little bit different. Recently, when I'm talking to a bunch of my friends who I play COD with, or who maybe I know play COD, play Warzone specifically, there's some certain concepts and things that I mention and I talk about with them, and most of the time they'll always give me a look like, what are you talking about? And after I'm done explaining to them, they're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I never thought about that. But it took me the explaining for them to actually understand it. And I've personally seen them get better at the game over time as they keep implementing these kind of concepts. So today I'll give you guys 5 tips that you can apply and practice into your game that can help you become a better player and also increase your chances of winning. So the first point I want to talk about today is rotations. Now, what I mean by rotations is how you move around the map. And I've seen a lot of people moving around the map inefficiently. So hopefully these 2 ways will definitely help you guys move around more effectively, get you guys more kills, and get you guys more wins. So the first one I want to talk about today is, they're both made by popular streamers, but the first one is made popular by Iceman, who plays with Stone Mountain and all those other guys. And his rotation style is called the Pinwheel. So when we're talking about the Pinwheel Rotation, and yes, I'm on MS Paint, don't judge me, all right? But if we're talking about the Pinwheel Rotation, this is a general idea of what it is. So here, let's say we're right here, right? Purple's here, let's say gold's here, yeah. What's other colors? Blue and what? Green, blue, and green. All right, so we're gonna ignore this middle part here. Yeah, we're right here, we're on the outside, and we want to rotate. Yeah, we want to rotate. That's white. I want white. We want to rotate in to the zone, okay? And we're gonna do the Pinwheel Rotation. So essentially what we're gonna do is, as this zone, right, is coming in here, yeah, as it comes in, our squad here is gonna rotate this way and then down into this way, creating a 45-degree angle-ish, right, as we're running into the zone. That way, if there are, and we'll make it red, any enemies here, or maybe here, right, that are all trying to push into the zone here, they're running straight, while as we're running sideways. So that way we catch them on their blind side and take them out as they run in. That is essentially the Pinwheel Rotation. So what you want to normally do is put yourselves in this spot for maybe the first 3 to 4 circles. And then after that, start finding places that are going to be in your favor towards the end of the map, towards those final circles, so that you increase your guys' chance of winning. So the pros of running this Pinwheel Rotation is that it's a little more safe. It will get you more kills per game because you're catching people off guard. It will also increase your chances of winning because you'll be able to get into those later circles more often than not. Some cons about it is a little slower pace, and if that's not your playstyle, it's definitely going to be a little bit boring. You're not going to see as much action, but you will see an increase in your kill count, and you will see an increase in you getting into higher placements because of how the rotation works. The next one I want to talk about is made popular by Nick Merckx. I know everyone knows Nick Merckx, big streamer, really talented, super good guy. But his rotation is what, he always emphasizes it as bounty UAV kill. So essentially what you're doing is you're going in, you're dropping in, you're clearing out wherever you're at, you're getting a bounty, you're buying a UAV, hunt that bounty, rinse and repeat. So the good things about this is that it's a very fast play style. It's going to get you very high kill games, and it's a lot of fun. Running around killing people, really fun. Some cons of it is if you're not that fundamentally sound in FPS games, what I'm talking about is game sense, aim, communication, things like that. It's going to be really hard for you guys to get good at this kind of rotation. But don't get me wrong, if you're a new player or you're new to Warzone, I challenge you guys, please go and try it out for yourself. play a few games and see how you guys like it, because I think if you guys use this rotation and you're brand new, you're definitely going to get better as a player as you keep playing, because you're going to be experiencing more gunfights than, you know, if you're just camping in a room. The other nice thing about this rotation is that it helps you to find a really solid rhythm, which leads me into my second point, finding a rhythm. So what do I mean by rhythm exactly? Rhythm is basically a catalyst in a way, right? It helps you. It helps you to enter what we call flow state. Flow state being a state of hyper focus at the task that's set in front of you, right? Once you're in this flow state, it's kind of hard to break it, and it's kind of hard to focus on things that's not what's in front of you. So playing aggressive like this, it's a very repetitive bounty UAV kill, bounty UAV kill. But that's setting a rhythm for you guys to kind of run that helps you to stay focused throughout the game, because I know a lot of times the games go very long. You can lose focus, and that's not going to help you play at your highest potential level. But finding a rhythm in the game does help you stay focused and does help you play at a very high level, or at the highest level that you can possibly play at. But to find a rhythm, you don't always have to play aggressive. You could play passive, you could play passive aggressive. There's a lot of ways to do it. I think it's important for new players to really find a play style and then find a rhythm within that play style. But the most important thing when you're trying to find a rhythm and you're in this rhythm is to not break the rhythm. When you guys are in top 10, for example, and you get scared and you want to camp because you don't want to lose, you want to win, right? That's breaking your rhythm. And it's important not to do that. Even if you're in the top 10, continue, and you might not be able to get bounties, right? But continue to hunt for people, buy some UAVs, hunt the people that don't have their ghost loadouts yet, you know, things like that, because you got to stay in that rhythm to play at that high level. Once you crack that rhythm, you're going to go back to being unfocused, and that's going to really screw up your game. So make sure you guys don't break the rhythm once you're in it. And that leads to my third point. Don't be afraid to die. Because the only way for anyone to get better in any game is to die. You need to make mistakes. You need to experience the game. You need to fail in order to succeed. And that goes true for anything, right? So when you're playing Warzone, don't be afraid to take fights. Don't always run away from fights, right? Don't camp in buildings, because that's not going to help you get better. Of course, don't get me wrong. There's a time to camp. There's certain situations where camping is the most effective way of getting out of that situation. But you shouldn't be doing it all the time. You shouldn't be trying to up your KDA by camping. I know there's a hidden ranking in Warzone right now, a hidden elo that's based off of KDA from what I've heard. And if you're camping your way up to a higher KDA, it's not going to make you a better player. It's just going to make you a better camper. And what's the fun of sitting in a building for 10 minutes? Now, if you want to play like that, please, by all means, go ahead. But in my opinion, to really fully enjoy the game, you can't be scared to die. Go out, fail, make mistakes, get better. My next point is all about positioning. Now, what I mean by positioning is your ability to set yourself or your team up in a more advantageous spot than your opponents. Now, with positioning, communication is very, very important. You need to be able to communicate with your team effectively so that you can position each other around to come out victorious out of that gunfight. Now, if you're playing a single player or solos, you're more reliant on your own skill level, your own game sense, your own aim, and it's just your ability to be able to outplay whoever you're fighting against, right? But in a team situation, communication is key. Make sure you're communicating properly, pinging where opponents are, letting your team know where you got shot from, you know, what kind of guns they might have, what kind of guns you saw, things like that, because those little factors can really change the outcome of a gunfight. And positioning as well also gives you the opportunity to pressure the opponent. That leads me into my last and final point, applying pressure. So pressure basically forces the opponent to make bad decisions and make mistakes, and that allows your team to capitalize on those mistakes to come out victorious. So this causes opponents to feel stressed, to feel anxious, causing them to make bad decisions and ultimately freak out. Most of the time they'll freak out. Sometimes they're actually good. They keep a calm head, figure out the situation. But most of the time they'll freak out. You should always be applying pressure to any kind of gunfight that you're in, or if you're trying to engage with a team, make sure that your teammates are in positions to where once you guys engage, you're already at spots where pressures can be applied to the team. A couple examples are if you're gatekeeping a team who's running in from the zone, right? Zone's coming in. There's two things that's already applying pressure. You guys being there and them knowing, so you could fire some rounds down them. You could potentially try and wipe them, you know, as they're coming in. That's applying pressure. The gas is also applying pressure to them as they're running in. So it's like two things that they have to worry about, which you know, 9 times out of 10, they're going to do two things. They're either going to start scrambling and running around everywhere, or B, they're just going to shoot you guys back, in which you guys can, you know, just sit, chill, you know, relax, peek out every so often to catch them off guard and try to take them out as they run in. The second example that I kind of have, and I think it's very important for team comps as well, is to have at least 1 or 2 snipers within your guys' squad, because I didn't realize this in the beginning, but snipers are such a key part of Warzone in general, that it's very important that you have someone who can hit their shots and apply pressure to teams as maybe 1 or 2 you push in to finish them off. So as a sniper, it's important that you at least take down one guy, at least. Because let's take a scenario, for example, it's a 4-on-4, your squad versus their squad. You as a sniper takes down one guy, or your teammate who's sniping takes down one guy. Now the fight is a 3-on-4. You have the advantage. Most likely, I'm assuming, if you're sniping, you're going to be a little bit of a distance away. They're most likely going to try to get their guy up. Now that guy can't shoot back. Now it's a 2-on-4. So you should already have 3 people pushing their location, because one guy's not going to have armor and the other guy's going to still be trying to get him up. So you already have advantage equipment wise. You should be able to take that team out. Now, I know a lot of times it doesn't work out that way, or sometimes things happen and it doesn't work. But in theory, when you look at the big picture, that's exactly how you should win gunfights. So it's important that you have a sniper on your team who can hit their shots and who's able to at least take down one guy, or 2 guys would be better, right? Down 2 guys, now you can fully push up, no contest. So always apply pressure to teams, because it's going to cause them to make mistakes, and you guys can definitely capitalize on those mistakes to come out winning within any gunfight. All right, so I'm going to break down this clip real quick, and I think it's a good example of the things that we talked about with pressure as well as positioning. So at this point already, it's kind of coming down to the last few teams in the map. There's about 13 teams left, and the zone's coming in. And what you're going to see is blue get taken out from his right. Now, I know that green and purple aren't by us, or they're purple's kind of lagging, green's like kind of in his own place. So we don't have that ability to team fight anyone right now. It's essentially just me and blue. So what you're going to see is blue's going to push out. He's going to die from his right. He's going to be taken out. And then he's going to crawl back in. And I know that the other team, because they're feeling the pressure from the gas and feeling the pressure from knowing that there's someone in front of him, he's going to try push into the gas or push into the zone. He's going to try to take out my teammate. So I know that. So I'm going to sit inside and try and take him out before he can take out my teammate. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill him fast enough, but I was able to at least take him out. So after that, green gets taken out from his left, if you're looking on the map. So I know that there's someone like kind of in front of our building. So instead of just sitting there, and he's in zone, so he doesn't really have that kind of pressure. So I want to apply pressure to him. So I'm going to take the fight to him, and I'm going to run around, reposition myself around the building. I'm going to see him, take him out. It's going to be an easy wipe. And I'll break it down for you guys in this clip here. So here you see blue dies, gets taken down, crawls back in. And I know the other team's going to push in, so I'm going to sit.
Hold on, Tony.
Right, I'm going to sit. He's going to push in, try and finish him off. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill him fast enough, but he ends up dying. And then here we go, green dies from his left. So I know there's a team with someone in the front there. So I'm going to wrap around, put the pressure on him. I see him, take him out. It's an easy wipe. So I really hope today's video helped, especially if you guys are beginners or just starting off in Warzone. I know Cold War's coming out. Any of these concepts are going to definitely carry over to Warzone or any BR in general. And next time you guys play, go ahead and try and apply these things. Little at a time, you're going to start getting better and better in it. And before you know it, you're going to see yourself getting higher kill games, getting more wins, or putting yourselves in top 10 more often. Thank you guys so much for all the support so far. I really appreciate it. I know I say this at the end of every video, but I really appreciate it so much that there's people watching and enjoying the content that I'm putting out. So if you haven't yet and you're watching this video, please like, please subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when I upload another video. Thank you again so much. See you in the next.